This is Straight Talk with it while I lead you Greg Fann, the Preacher Man, and his sidekick Shanan Jones. Frank discussions of issues affecting the ATL, Fulton County, the state of Georgia, the nation, and around the world. And now, here they are, live and in living color, the team of Jones and Fann, the Preacher Man.
Well, welcome again to another edition of Straight Talk with yours truly, Greg Fann, the Preacher Man, and Shanan
E. Jones.
Let me just say something. I'm so glad Shanan is out here with us on the beach. We got another little location today because, you know, where we were last week, he was, you know, kind of out of it. So we had to move to another beach location. And as you can hear in the background, the birds chirping, the waves beating up. Oh, I tell you, we're just here enjoying ourselves, chilling.
Just relaxing. Maxing and relaxing.
Relaxing and relaxing.
Until they find us here, then we're going to have to leave here and go somewhere else. Because you know we ain't supposed to be on this beach. White folk ain't playing. That's all right. Let's come on and do our straight talk.
Shannon, you wrong for that. You wrong for that. You know you're wrong for that. But we're here, and we got an exciting program today.
We do.
A very important Black History fact. You know, they give Tom Brady the credit for the first 5-time Super Bowl winner. But we got one today with Brother Charles Haley.
Yeah,
Brother Haley is going to be with us, and we're going to be talking about how many Super Bowls he won. Actually, he was the first 5-time Super
I'd never heard of him.
winner. You know what? That's because we don't know our history. You know, and they said people that don't know their history, they're bound to what? Repeat it.
Yeah.
So we thank Brother James Broom for coming up with all these interesting Black history facts.
I've got an assignment for James Broom.
What is it?
I want to know first Negro fried piece of chicken.
Who fried the first Negro?
No. I know it was a Negro that did it.
Yeah.
I'm saying I want to know who fried the first piece of chicken.
Oh, you do?
Who said we could fry this
chicken?
Yeah.
Well, I believe it was Aunt Nellie.
You think it was Aunt Nellie? Why you think it was Aunt Nellie?
Because you had Aunt Nellie, you had Aunt Fanny, you had Aunt Lucy, you had Aunt Carrie, you had Auntie Becky. You know, Black folk wasn't the name Becky back in the day.
Yeah. That's what they call it.
So Aunt Nellie probably was the one that came up. If it wasn't her, it was her sister, Aunt Sally.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah.
But we'll ask Broom to do a little reresearch on that.
Yeah, that'd be good.
Yeah.
Because I know it wasn't Miss Ann.
No.
Wasn't Miss Ann.
No. Miss Ann called on Aunt Nellie.
And Sally to come do it.
Yeah, that's right. Absolutely.
Sally, come fry this chicken.
Come fry. You know, Shannon.
Yeah.
You know, you get the reviews from people who see you in the street, and people will tell you how they enjoy the program. Yeah. We want you to keep giving us those comments. Call us at 404-308-0795 or email us at fan922@comcast.net.
You know, the world needs some straight talk right now. I mean, everything is so marketing and politically correct that we need to get back to some, in the spirit of the greats that used to tell the story. D.C. Petey Green, and here in Atlanta, Hosea and Alley Pat.
Boy, you know, it's interesting you said that about Hosea. I was in a conversation just yesterday talking about Jose and the thing that Jose did during his lifetime and the courage that he had to stand up against the white power structure, not only here in Georgia and in Atlanta, but across the country. You know, we need to get back to doing what we need to do, and that's standing up for our people and standing up for justice. Even though we have marches, even though we have demonstrations, but they seem to be failing us now. The old way that they did seemed to not work today. So we got to come up with a different strategy. And I believe our strategy is get your tail up and get to the poll and vote like you've never voted before. Because
what's happen.
Do what that?
You see all this money they're raising.
Yeah.
They're serious. So they have suppressed the vote, they think. They're raising millions and millions of dollars early. And they're ready to jump out here and throw folk off the rolls, challenge votes in the counties, and do everything they can to put, that's when you know your politics sucks. That you got to do all of that to get elected.
Well, I said last week, and I say it again and again. I think the party systems need to go.
Explain that, because people don't understand.
Well, you
don't need a Democratic Party, a Republican Party, a Libertarian Party.
Because when you have these parties, you have people that hold the party line versus what's their true conviction or not. But they hold a party line because they say, this will keep me in office if I do what the parties say. They won't raise money against me to vote me out of all office. I'm giving you a for instance, and they're good for instance. Mitt Romney. Mitt Romney, who was certainly on the right side when they voted to impeach Donald Trump. And there were others that voted. But all of a sudden, when the party got to them and said, you will not win your re-election, we will raise money against you, we will raise up a candidate against you to defeat you if you continue to hold that line. That's why I commend and appreciate Liz Cheney. She is the biggest conservative of probably all of them. Yeah. But she is more concerned about protecting our country as have been a democracy as opposed to a dictatorship. And I appreciate her stand and her contention to do what's right in terms of our country as opposed to holding the party line.
So you don't agree with, or you do agree, helping with Vernon Jones' stump speech, that it's time out for politicians that talk like Trump and legislate like Mitt Romney.
Right. I don't agree with Vernon Jones.
Uncle Vernon.
Oh, yeah, I don't agree with Vernon Jones.
Uncle Vernon. You can't say Demon Dome. Don't call him Uncle Vernon.
I won't call him that. Because I don't believe he's demonic. I just believe he's confused.
No, he's not demonic. He's uncle.
Yeah. I believe, and that's why I said confused. The issue for me in terms of this party is what I just said. If we look at what's going on with party politics, I'm neither Democrat or Republican. I'm for the people, because that's who I am for. I'm not for people who talk about they love the Lord, but they continue to do things against God's people. I'm not for that. I'm for people who are standing up for what is right, and that is truly exemplifying, caring about the least, the less, the lost, and the left out. Not just to get elected. And when they get elected, they're totally going in another direction. So, because the party says you have to go in this direction. Because the party says this is the direction we should go in. And if you want to continue to be elected and you want us to continue to support you, then you must hold to the party's principles. Right or wrong, you have to do it. So with that being said, we're going to bring on the state senator of District 60. Is it 65? 62? 63?
35.
35. Oh, that's right. State senator. That's right. State senator. Senate District 35. Donzella James. And the pastor and the minister from Waycross, Georgia, Dr. Pharrell Malone, who's going to be talking about the American Rescue Plan and how you can be a part. But before we bring them on, we want to bring on Black History Fact with Brother Charles Haley. And we'll be back with Senator James and the Reverend Pharrell Malone. I'm Greg Fann, the Preacher Man, right here on Straight Talk with Black History Facts with Brother James Brooms.
This is National Football League Hall of Famer Charles Haley. Born Charles Lewis Haley on January 6, 1964 in Gladys, Virginia, Charles developed his interest in athletics while attending William Campbell High School in Norona, Virginia, where he started out playing basketball and made the all-district team, but finally chose football and ended up being a 3-year starter in the linebacker and tight end position. As a senior, Charles Haley further excelled, receiving all Region 3 as well as all AA special recognition, while also being awarded the William Campbell High School Defensive Player of the Year award. After leaving William Campbell High School, Charles Haley was recruited by James Madison University and was a starting defensive end and linebacker, resulting in 85 tackles with 4 forced fumbles in his freshman year. As a sophomore, he was moved to inside linebacker, resulting in 143 tackles and 4 sacks. His junior year, he recorded 147 tackles, 3 sacks, and 2 interceptions. Being switched to outside linebacker during his senior year, Charles Haley registered 131 tackles, 5 quarterback sacks, 3 blocked kicks, and 1 interception. Charles Haley was a 2-time Division I AA All-American, and he finished his college playing career with a total of 506 tackles, a university record, 17 quarterback sacks, and 3 interceptions. In 1986, Charles Haley was selected by the San Francisco 49ers and played second-string outside linebacker with 12 quarterback sacks in his rookie season and was voted to the NFL All-Rookie Team by United Press International. The following year, he registered 25 tackles with 6.5 sacks, and by 1988, Charles Haley was now named starting left outside linebacker, registering 69 tackles with 11.5 sacks. The very next year, he tallied 57 tackles with 10.5 sacks. While with the 49ers from 1986 to 1991, Charles Haley led the team in quarterback sacks every season and played on the Super Bowl 23 and the Super Bowl 24 championship teams, earning him his first 2 Super Bowl rings. In 1992, Charles Haley was traded to the Dallas Cowboys and moved to right defensive end. And this resulted in 39 tackles, 6 sacks, and he pressured the quarterback over 42 times, improving the Cowboy defense rating from 17th to number 1 in total defense. Also, Charles Haley was chosen as Defensive Player of the Year and selected to the All-Pro team as well. In 1993, Haley registered 41 tackles, 4 sacks, and 3 forced fumbles, but he seriously injured his back. So in 1994, even after serious back surgery, Charles Haley recorded 68 tackles, 12.5 sacks, and he pressured the quarterback 52 times before losing in the NFC Championship game to the San Francisco 49ers. Well, Charles Haley retired from football in 1995. After having played in just 10 games that season, he injured his back and ruptured a disc. He later found out that his youngest daughter had leukemia. Well, in his 4 seasons with the Dallas Cowboys, Charles Haley was on 3 Super Bowl winning teams. Super Bowl 27 in 1992, Super Bowl 28 in 1993, and Super Bowl 30 in 1995, thus making Charles Haley the very first ever 5-time Super Bowl champion. In addition to his Super Bowl achievements, Charles Haley was also selected to play in 5 Pro Bowls, twice named an NFC All-Pro, inducted into the San Francisco 49ers Hall of Fame, and on August 18th, 2015, Charles Haley was inducted into the NFL Pro Football Hall of Fame. Today, Charles Haley is a special advisor mentoring rookies for both the Dallas Cowboys and the San Francisco 49ers. That's Charles Haley. They forget all about him, but we won't.
It's been Black History Facts with Brother James Broom right here on Straight Talk. Join us each and every Friday from 7 p.m. until 8 p.m. with yours truly, Greg Fann, the Preacher Man, and Shanan E. Jones. And do share these Black History Facts with your family and friend, and do tune in to Straight Talk. Won't you? It ain't nothing but straight talk. Well, we're here today with Senator Donzella James and the pastor, the Reverend Pharrell Malone from Waycross, Georgia. And the senator, he's talking about some very important stuff, Shannon. Very, very important stuff. So we're going to let the senator and Reverend Malone take them here. Tell us about what's going on, guys, and what we need to know, and then what we need to do.
Well, thank you very much for inviting us, and Bishop and Dr. Jones. We appreciate the opportunity to bring what can be good news this time instead of just bad news all the time. And I say good news because current President Biden, there's a lot of people calling him Uncle Joe now, but Uncle Joe, and I want to be respectful and say our President of these United States has offered not only stimulus money, but attached to that stimulus money out of the American Rescue Plan Act is monies that go to businesses, that go to support the economic stabilization from COVID-19 and to help with the miseducation, that our students had to do for over a year for those who went to public schools. They want to address the public health challenges and lost revenue, and also support the COVID-19 response efforts. They want to do all that with $1.9 trillion. And it's not a giveaway program, Reverend Malone can tell you. This is a program where this money will pay from our taxes, and it's going to go out into this country to help bring us back. It'll never be business as usual, but it will be a new start, a new day, and a new direction.
Reverend Malone, what say you, sir?
Well, basically, and I thank God for Senator Donzella James and her leadership in this effort with the Senate committee. And what I want to make sure of is that what we're doing is going into the communities. We're literally going into about 50 communities throughout the state to make people aware of the American Rescue Plan and the $1.9 trillion that is coming in. And each individual government entity is receiving a portion of money. For instance, my county, Ware County, is receiving $6.9 million. They've already received half of that on May 18th. Our Board of Education received $22 million in April, and our city will receive $4.2 million in 2 tranches this year and next year. The key is that significant with this is President Biden's Presidential Executive Order 13985 that puts a designation that a certain percentage of the money, not only from the American Rescue Plan Act, but all federal agencies must go to communities that have been marginalized. It specifically says black communities. Here's what the policy says. It is therefore the policy of my administration that the federal government should pursue a comprehensive approach to advancing equity for all, including people of color and others who have been historically underserved, marginalized, adversely affected by persistent poverty and inequality. The definition for this and the aspects of equity of this policy in Section 2 says the term equity means the consistent and systematic, fair, just, and impartial treatment of all individuals, including individuals who belong to underserved communities that have been denied such treatment, such as Black, Latino, Indigenous, Native American persons, Asian Americans, Pacific Islanders, and other persons of color, meaning members of religious minorities, lesbian, gay, bisexual, transgender, and queer persons, and persons with disabilities, persons who live in rural areas, and persons who otherwise are adversely affected by persistent poverty and inequality. This is a major piece in the aspects of history. We did not get 40 acres and a mule. We did not get anything from the New Deal. We did not get anything from the Great Society. And we now stand at an opportunity that the trillions of dollars is coming down. Not only is the American Rescue Plan, but also the infrastructure. It's going to end up being about $2 trillion. And the American families, which is going to be about 1.8, 1.9. We have $6 trillion coming into this economy, and a major portion of that will come to Georgia as well. And we must make sure that that money gets down to the grassroots levels in our urban areas, but also grassroots levels in our rural areas, because it is designed to rebuild our community. Whereas integration, to me, was one of the worst things that happened, because we never integrated, we assimilated, and also our communities and our economies were crunched and thrown down. Highways came through our communities and busted up our communities. Urban removal made all of that happen. So we're in a situation now that we must access this money.
That's right. That's right.
We got to access this money. So therefore, citizens in their individual communities must appeal to their city commissions, county commissions, and board of educations. This is not an ask. This is an opportunity to work with them, but also this is the demand which has been legislatively and presidentially assigned to our community. Those city commissions, board of education vote, you will put there where you are for such a time as this to make sure that our communities are rebuilt.
Amen. Amen. Let me say about the monies that he was just referring to. Most of the money that goes to the government agencies and cities and school boards and counties, that comes straight from the U.S. Treasury out of that pot of money. But the state will be responsible for dispersing funds that are non-entitlement units.
Right.
And while the larger populations, and that's over 50,000 and more, will receive funds directly from the Treasury. The rest of the money comes to the state for the agencies, the nonprofits, the groups who are eligible for this money. And so, but these people are not asking for it. We even had navigators that could have been requested through a grant. And we had such a very small, like maybe 1/8 of the people who could, and the cities and counties that could have applied for that. And it ended, I think, April 30th, but they could have applied. And they did not, because they didn't know. And so that's why I'm so happy that your show is bringing the good news today to everyone. So the monies and the grants and the community grants and everything that's left is coming out of this money. We will know about the unemployment insurance extensions, and the WIC is coming back full force, and just so many education and secondary school emergency relief funds of programs that
Senator.
Get help, especially because we have so many problems with mental challenged people in the state of Georgia, and many of them are veterans who are now living under the bridges like the woods.
Senator.
And lucky enough to get a tent, and the rest of them just sleeping on the ground or on cardboard or whatever they can get. And so, we have a problem, and violence is escalating because people don't know what to do or where their next meal is coming from.
Senator, let me ask you this. So we've explained the need, we've explained the target, but help someone listening to Straight Talk right now. How are they tangibly going to be able to access this money? What do they need to do? We know who they are. We know that they're qualified and eligible. But just to help someone understand how they can access this funding.
Reverend Malone, go ahead, and then
basically, what we're doing in the rural communities, we're organizing our community and we're prioritizing the things that are necessary to meet those needs, whether those needs are housing, whether those needs are food, and we're organizing as a community. Sort of like also with the educational component, we got $22 million in Waycross, and there are we organized 20 churches to be able to handle the lost learning and the summer enrichment programs and the after-school programs, and we jointly submitted a proposal to our Board of Education for that level of funding. We're doing the same thing with our city and county and Board of Education, working together to put the center and the mechanisms in place to be able to meet the needs of the least, the less, and the lost. So we have to unify as a community, and we must go and petition. We're asking everyone in their communities to organize and make sure you go to your city commissions, your county commissions, and your Board of Educations, and bring up and lift out Executive Order 13985 so that it might be placed into the public record, so that they may be aware that this is something that is according to law and that they must adhere to that. At that point, sit down and work with them. Offer the opportunity to figure out how do we begin to work with the provinces in our community. So it's going to take the leadership of the churches, the faith-based institutions, the NAACPs, the SPLCs, the Urban League, the church communities, and all of those to work together to make sure that there's an organized structural plan by which these monies can come down to the Black community and be able to be dispersed out in a way that is equitable and fair and making sure that people's needs are met.
Number one, this has never been done ever before. And when they passed the bill, it was vague on how to implement this money and the way that the money could be accessed. And that's why my committee that I chair in the state senate, which is the Interstate Corporation Committee, was asked to have hearings so we could hear from the people who had questions, so we could give out the information. And this was passed not on the state level, but on the federal level. And so our congresspersons and U.S. senators are responsible for helping us to access this money too. In fact, Reverend Warnock came, he was busy in Washington, but he sent his staff people to come before that committee to let them know that if they had questions, then they would help. Plus, if we have monies that's coming through the National League of Cities, through the United Way, they've already applied. Salvation Army, they have already applied for some of this money, but the way they applied is so they can get distributed and give it out. So John Q. Public can go to his elected officials or to one of those groups that have the money, depending on what they're asking for the money to do, and ensure help and mental health blocks and things like that. Substance abuse programs have been restored, so they can get the money.
Well, one of the things, let me close out with this, is I want us to recognize that I do understand that all these people have applied, but also Black organizations need to apply. We don't need to be the sharecroppers anymore. This money's coming directly from the federal. We don't need to be a sharecropper to the United Way Salvation Army. We need to have the NAACP, the Black Chamber of Commerce, and all of those at the top to receive the money and be able to help dispel it into our communities. We're tired of being sharecroppers. We are in the game, and we must make sure that we're adequately applying and making sure our community is taken care of.
Well, thank both of you all. Thank both of you all.
It's all over the nation. They each state by act of Congress has a core committee that they must have called Interstate Corporation that works with what happens from the federal to the state or from state to state, like water wars or registries of games or whatever. Those kind of things come through that committee. So this issue was so important that we had to end up getting 2 other subcommittees. So whereas I'm still the chair of the whole committee, Senator Ed Harbison from Columbus is over government and townships. So anything like cities, counties, school boards go under him, and he can directly work with them to make sure that they, when they're calculating this money, they're getting the right amount of money. Because some people were promised something like $50 million, and then when they recalculated it, it went down to 11. That's a big, huge difference right there. So what are they using? This is not the CARES Act. What formula are they using? So we saw that interest. So also the nonprofits and others, with our second subcommittee from the Interstate Corporation Committee is Senator Fred Howard Sims from Albany. And she's the chair of that. And she's right on top of everything. And she's put other legislators from the House and the Senate on their 2 committees. So this is going to be an effort of people who are going to pay attention to that bill, that executive order that accompanies this, that Reverend Malone has been talking about, but make sure that underserved communities and people of color are included in a fair share of this money. So, but like I said, it's never been done before. So we're going to make sure that if any laws or policies need to be put in place, you can't just say water assistance programs. What do you mean by that? You can't just say emergency rental or fair housing or whatever. We want Head Start and all those programs that are listed. It's numerous ways to look at that. The WIC cash value vouchers and different things. They're saying that the money could be used for this, but as Reverend Malone said, we need to make sure we get our money and our fair share of it. You got to apply for it. You got to ask for it. And that's why I'm so happy to be part of the good news part of this. We can. It's our money. We deserve it. Nobody's giving it to us. And it needs to help us to restore all that we've lost.
Well, thank you so much, both of you all, for sharing with us today. You shared a lot of information. Senator, give your number to the Senate office. Reverend Malone, if you would give your number, so that those who would want more information from you could contact you. Senator, if you give your number first, and then Reverend Malone.
Okay, and from my number, they can look on our Senate website and everything under Interstate Corporation too. But my office number is 404-463-1379. 404-463-1379. Or they can email me at Donzella, DONZELLA.James@senate.ga.gov.
All right, and Reverend Malone.
Yes, you can contact us. Ours is Fresh Communities. You can access us on the web at ourfreshcommunities.com. OURfreshcommunities.com. We can be reached at area code 912-816-5817, 912-816-5817, and we can be reached by email at freshcommunities freshcommunities@gmail.com. Freshcommunities@gmail.com. Thank you all for this awesome opportunity.
All right, you're more than welcome.
Tours. Tell them quickly about the other cities you're going to.
Oh yes, okay. We're actually traveling to cities this month. We've been to about 12 cities already. We will be going to next week Fitzgerald and Athens. Then from there to Colesburg and Dawson, Buena Vista, Columbus, Atlanta, McDonough, Milledgeville, Sparta, Sandersville, Louisville, Augusta, Thompson, Hawkinsville, Helena, McRae, Swainsboro, Sylvania, Richmond Hill, Savannah, Huntsville, and Brunswick. We'll be in Waycross, of course, next Monday. We're going throughout the entire state of Georgia, letting people know about this, creating opportunities for people to unify and then make their request and petition known. You can also go to strongsouth.com, strongsouth.com and .org, and find out what you can do to organize your community. We invite you to go there. It's a lot of great information.
And I went to Gordon, Georgia last Sunday because they took advantage of your the program. And look, these are people who are doing this voluntarily. Nobody's paying us to do this. We're spending our time, our money, and our effort. What is it, Fort Valley State College? You want to tell us about that joined with y'all and have that
we have a partnership with Fort Valley State University with Fresh Communities. As a realizing we're literally going into each and every community with our MIC, which is our Mobile Insurance Center, and Fort Valley State has a Mobile Technology Center that has 20 computers. We're signing people up for services directly. It's one thing to talk, as Bishop Fred is talking about, and Dr. Jones is talking about. It's good to talk about the information that's the pie in the sky, but how do we make when the rubber meets the road? How do people actually get the money? How do they get associated with the services that are going to help them? When we come to that community, that's why we're bringing that tractor trailer in, and that's why we're bringing the mobile insurance center, because people don't know that the Affordable Care Act has been reduced in the amount of money that needs to be paid out because the American Rescue Plan paid that. My son and wife and his 2 children have a total health plan with dental and vision. They pay $35 a month with no deductible because American Rescue Plan money reduced the amount of the Affordable Care Act and to make that accessible. President Biden and the Vice President Harris extended the Medicare and the Affordable Care Act to August 15th. So it allows people what's called an SEP, a special enrollment period. So people are going to be able to actually access services. Seniors are going to be able to get earrings and dentures and eyeglasses based on the availability of things that are said. So we're bringing the units in so we can connect people directly with the services that's going to impact them and their quality of life, and they can make healthy life choices.
Well, thank you again so much. We're going to have to go. We're going to have to go because you guys giving us a lot of information. So we're going to have to go. We're going to have to go. They're going to have to call you guys to get some more information. So, Senator, give them your number one time, and if you run alone, if you can give your number one more time, so those people that are interested want more information, they can call you, because you guys got a wealth of information, and you give out a whole lot of information, and people they're not going to be able to digest it all on this program, but we just want to get the information out as to who got the information, that they can get the information so they can ask that person directly to. And that's you and Reverend Malone. We met Reverend Malone a while back, and he was talking about going across the state and doing this, and we commend you for doing that work, brother. But if you would give them your name and number, or your number again, the information, Reverend Malone, and then Senator, if you would give yours, and we'll end this program.
Okay. Okay.
My number is for Malone, 912-816-5817, 912-816-5817, and you can email me at freshcommunities@gmail.com. Thank you.
And mine is Senator Donzella James, and that's 4 463-1379, and it's donzella.james@senate.ga.gov. And thank you so much for the opportunity to share with your wonderful listeners.
Thank you so very much for being a part.
Thank you so much.
We'll be in touch. God bless you. God bless this great country called America. And we're going to continue to work by faith and not by sight. But we're going to put our faith and our works together to continue to look out for the least, the less, the lost, and the left out. God bless you all.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Well, great show, another great show. I tell you, we thank you so much for the Senator and the Reverend Fred Malone for sharing information about how people can get involved and get this money, get back on their feet.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, it's really blessing a lot of people.
It
if
is.
they can get the assistance that they need.
Mm-hmm.
And the state can't stop this one.
Can't stop it.
Yeah, well, that's good, because you know if they could,
They would.
they absolutely would.
Yeah.
Because they want to get you back to work for $5.15.
They want you to go back and be a slave. That's what they want.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
They want they ain't nailers and they ain't salads.
And Uncle Vernon. Yeah.
That's what they want. Man, there's a cool breeze, Brad, coming up.
Man, it feels so good. This water on my neck.
Oh man. Can you move over a little bit? Let me see. Move over a little bit.
You see where the water? See the water all back in? Look back there. Yeah, you see it?
Yeah, goodness gracious.
Yeah, so
that's where that breeze comes from.
that's where it's coming from, man.
My
Nice,
God. Yeah.
nice breeze. This is cool.
Oh, this is
I don't know
nice.
if I want to go back to Atlanta.
You do?
I don't think so. I don't. Not right now. No. No.
You know, Shanan is too much.
No. I'm. This is relaxing.
You see, when we come to the beach, he don't do traffic reports.
No.
He jumps straight
and
in.
I'm early for the beach. I'm early for the beach. I don't.
Hey, we got all these elections coming up. We got a lot of things going on. We're going to encourage you to get your shot. The numbers are going up. They're ticking up. The new variants. Listen, if you haven't gotten your shot, do get your shot, won't you?
You either gonna get a shot in the arm.
What you say?
You either gonna get a shot in the arm.
What you say?
Or a shot in the behind. So, you know, stop playing with this thing. We see 600,000 people have died in the United States alone. Okay, so please, I want to see you around. All right, you're not going to be able to go to Africa or nowhere without getting a vaccine, so you don't have to worry about it. And I know it's a lot of conspiracies. Folks are saying all kind of stuff, but they have been studying what has gone into this vaccine. Has been being studied for years. Doctors have said, scientists have said. So the vaccine itself may be on an emergency release standard. That's just the industry. That's how that works. But what they're putting in our arms, they've been studying for the longest of time, and they put together the right combination to combat not only COVID, but these variants that are continuing to come. But if you don't have it with the Delta variant that's coming in, you'll sit and duck. You'll sit and duck, sister. You'll sit and duck, brother. So please don't play with this thing. Come on, let's get the vaccination. We'll debate how it came. Was it from Wu-Tang or wherever it come from? You know, we'll debate all that later. You know, Wuhan, Wu-Tang. We'll deal with that later. But the reality of it is that we need to get the shot so we can be here to have that discussion. All right? So go get the shot, please. Either shot in the arm, because you don't want the shot in the behind.
Please go get your shot. Do it for yourself, do it for your families,
yes,
and do it for others.
Yeah.
Until next week, You stay tuned to Nothing But Straight Talk with yours truly, Greg Fann, the preacher man, and Shanan E. Jones. Because this is what? Straight Talk.
Want to be a guest on Straight Talk? Email Greg Fann at FANN922@comcast.net or call 404-308-0795. Join us again for another episode of Straight Talk with Shanan Jones and Greg Fann, the Preacher Man.